Hey, what's up? I'm Derek Kirk. I don't know where my hand was going. DerekKirk.com. That's not who I am. Okay, let's try that again. Hey, what's up? I'm Derek Kirk of Effectatron, and today I'm going to take a look at creating this fun little cute fish scene using Greyscalegorilla Plus and do a quick little review of Greyscalegorilla Plus. It's not going to be as in-depth as Kitbash because Greyscalegorilla Plus on their own really does a really good job of showing you on their website everything they have, everything that they offer, all that you get. So I don't feel like I need to do that as much. Kitbash is kind of a little more disjointed and starting out, whereas Greyscalegorilla Plus is very established. And Nick has done a fantastic job. Nick and Chad and them have done a great job building something super useful. Do I use it a lot? No, but because I do tutorials and stuff where I want to make sure that everybody has access to, though after 7 years of using Redshift, I'm starting to really want to use it, honestly, because basically I'm like, I just want to grab this and use it and not have to worry about showing you how to make it. Basically, it's really cool, and I think a lot of people have it, and I've just always been holding off on it because I don't want to push people away and make them think, because it can be very intimidating for beginners to be like, oh, I can learn this cool thing, but then when you open up a tutorial and you see that they're using a plugin that costs $40 a month, it's kind of a turnoff, right? So that's kind of the thing. We'll talk about the pricing. Basically, just like every plugin, we'll just go ahead and get that out of the way. If you get your money's worth out of it, that means that it is worth it to you, whether you're going to use it. Whether it's worth it to you basically depends on whether you really want to save time creating materials and things that look really good and really fast. If that's like a choke point in your workflow, basically like you want to model or create, and then when it comes time to make materials, that's when you're like, that's the hiccup where you're like, I don't want to do that. Definitely going to be worth it for you 100%. The materials, drag and drop, boom, done. They look great. It's perfect. So if that's something you want to go into. Now, lighting, there's a lot of really cool lighting things in here, but again, there's not ever going to be a plugin where you can just drag and drop in lighting and it's going to make it look great, because you have to light it yourself. You need to know how to light. But these things do definitely help make it look better. Then on top of all of the great models, assets, and textures, which the textures and materials alone, I think, are pretty much worth it. We can browse the library here, and you can just see they've added a lot of ArcViz stuff that looks phenomenal. There's HDRIs. There's a lot of really cool models, doodads, pottery. The Happy Toolbox is probably my favorite stuff that they have. Happy Toolbox has been around for a while, and their stuff is just really cute and fun, and it goes really well together with the drag and drop assets from the materials. From that, they also have cosmetic packaging models, which is probably going to be really big for a lot of people. I know that's a really big thing that people like to do with 3D. So on top of that, they've got all these gobos and bokehs, animated things, but then they have all these surface imperfections that really, really look good, right? And so that, anytime you can add a little layer of something else onto something, that's really where it shines. So I think they've done a great job creating these assets and things. And so what I'll say is, if you want to learn materials, it's a pretty good way to reverse engineer, but what you'll find is that everything is pretty much texture based. So you won't learn how to create things, but you will learn where to plug in roughness maps, where to plug in bump maps and things like that, and how they affect it and how colors affect things and stuff like that, as well as the settings, as like what the reflection value is, what the transmission value is, like those kind of things. You'll learn that kind of stuff by reverse engineering it. So it's really good quality stuff that you can kind of work backwards from. But if you really want to focus on creating materials, they're not going to have like the Substance Painter level or Substance Designer level of procedural workflow. So you can't really change them. You can change the color of them. That's pretty much it. They're not going to be like, oh, I want different wood grains on this wood. It's not going to work like that, right? So that's one thing that it's like, give or take, they're pretty much all photo based, and that's fine. They look really cool. And there's a lot of things that you could grab and use that look great, like patterned plastics, perforated metals. Canvas is a really popular one, cords, things like that. I'm not probably ever going to need a paper mache of anything, or a rebound foam material, but you never know. And suede and stuff is really great. They've got a lot of cool plasters. The woods are fantastic, and that's kind of the main thing, is there's just a lot of cool stuff that just helps. Basically, it's all about speeding up your workflow, right? And on top of all of these great assets and stuff, there's the learning and the training, right? And so that is, you get Gorilla U, I think, right? That's included in Greyscalegorilla Plus. Yeah, cool. So yes, you get Gorilla U on top of that. So if you are wanting to learn, there's some really great stuff in there to learn. I learned Redshift from a giveaway from Greyscalegorilla Plus back in the day. Trevor Mann taught the let's see if I can find it here, the Intro to Redshift course that's on there. Now, they have a bunch of different artists and stuff teach on there rather than just being Nick himself, so you never really know what you're getting into for some of it, but there's some cool stuff and some lessons and things, and they've broken it up into sections and stuff like that. But what I will say is, yes, it's very valuable and good, but then there's also things like this one, which it bothers me. It may not bother some people, but I saw this, right, and I was like, oh, I want to learn how to make that. You don't learn how to make that in this course. He opens it up. He's like, I imported this Alembic from Maya, and that's it, right? So you learn how to make the material for it. And so that's kind of like, oh, okay. So, and then there's some other models and things you don't get access to, that kind of stuff. So it's very standard for a lot of courses and things to, like this Corvette and stuff, when you're learning about car paint. You don't get the Corvette and stuff like that. I don't think in that one at least. But a lot of times they'll use things that are kind of not available to you, but that's okay. Like this really cool Dodge Charger thing here. I guess, don't hate me if that's the wrong car. But yeah, but there's a lot of great lessons and stuff to be learned from that, regardless of whether you really can follow along. But that's just something I do. Do I think it's the best? No, because I think mine's the best. Because I do go through every step, and what you see is what you get, and you have access to follow along exactly what I do in all of my training. It's all 50% off right now, so check it out. But it is great, absolutely, and there's stuff beyond what I teach, which like Octane and Arnold and stuff like that, right? So that's cool. Okay, so let's just go ahead and create this scene. We've talked about it. We know what they offer. $40 a month is pretty expensive. They normally have a good sale around right after Black Friday, like this, and then they also have one like in December, I think. I don't remember. There is no option anymore to like just buy things. You have to subscribe, which turns a lot of people off. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the way things are. It makes everything cheaper temporarily, so that's fine, right? It's up to you whether it's worth it or not. If you're learning and training to get access to the materials and the training, I think it's probably worth it. But $40 a month is a lot for a beginner. So if your work can pay for it, then you can quickly grab some things, throw it on something, and they'll be like, whoa, you've gotten so good. So maybe that's worth it to you, because it is that easy once you have the stuff. Okay, cool. So we'll make our little guy here. I think my denoise smoothed out his texture. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and show just how easy and quick it is to use and create this really fast and easy. Okay. So we'll open up our starter really rad render scene, which you can download from the Gumroad link below. In order to enter the contest, just follow the instructions with the download on how to enter for your chance to win a free year annual subscription to Greyscalegorilla Plus, right? So there you go. You'll get access to everything we just talked about. Right, so we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of our guy here. Get rid of him. Gone. All right, so just basically once you install it, you have the Greyscalegorilla Hub, and you get access to all of their stuff through that. And what you do basically is, you get all these plugins and whatever you want through that, like Kit, all that stuff if you want that, or you just go through stock assets, which is what I like to use the most. And basically, once you grab them, you pretty much just click them and then you'll say add to downloads, and then in the download queue they'll start downloading, and once those are done downloaded, like this animated gobos pack and doodads, you say install assets and it starts installing them right already for you. So then you can go into, all right, so once you have that installed, you just open up the plus library, which is located right here. And then you have access to all of those doodads and things you downloaded, as well as materials, HDRs, textures, gobos, whatever you grabbed. So there you go. You've got this nice, cool, basic pack of animated gobos, which are a little abstract, but kind of cool the same way. Pretty, very, very cool. All right, nice. So let's go ahead and just talk about how easy it is to grab these and bring them in. So let's say we want to create that scene we saw earlier with some trees and stuff. I love the Happy Toolbox kit. So we're going to go down here to trees, and we're going to choose the bomb tree and just double click, and instantly, there's no lag or anything, instantly pops in. Drop pine tree, boom. And then the Yoshi tree, or maybe the honeycomb tree. Now we'll do the Yoshi tree, which is down here. Do that, right? Cool. There we go. Those three, done. And then on top of that, we had a nice splash, which we used for the water, which here in the splash. So we're just going to go ahead and grab like that one. Boop. And then I think we had a fish as well, which I think is in the outdoor adventure pack. And if you want to, you can just search fish, but there he is right there. And go ahead and open that up just by double clicking. Cool. So now we have all those objects in there. Let's talk about materials. So we could come in here and make something really cool, like we could grab our materials, and if we want to use like a cool wood veneer, we totally could. We've got the everyday material collection, which has all these metals and things and bricks and lollipops and stuff like that, which I'm not sure a lollipop is in my everyday life, but I wish, right? No, I don't know. But we've got leathers, roads, all kinds of stuff. A nice rotary mat, which is great for showing off stuff that you've created, but all these woods and stuff are probably worth it, honestly, on their own. But again, all this stuff is going to be texture based and not so much procedural, but we have all patterns and things like that. These fun patterns are super, super cool, and you can just drag and drop them on, and then obviously change out whatever material is on there. But there we go. Cool. So we could grab maybe some squiggly waves like that or something like that, but we don't really even need to. We've got terrazzo, stuff like that. But let's go ahead and grab like these fun shapes, which are from the colorful plastic pack. Right? I love this plastic speckle. I like the white displaced stripes, but I don't think we need it. I'm going to go with this. Do I want the pink squiggle or the triangles? Let's do the squiggle. Boop. And you're just double clicking, and then this plastic speckled. I love that. And then the white plastic speckled. We'll do that. And that's it, right? Because we want to make sure we keep our colors to, only a few really when we're working on stuff like this. But let's say for the sake of example, we'll grab like the wood veneers to show them off. We'll go mahogany. And if we grab this mahogany and just throw it right on our bridge. Open these up. They are in the old shader graph because that's how I have it set up to come in that way. You can basically just go in here to tools, materials, replace with nodes. Now, one thing I will say is that these are the old Redshift material, not the new standard material, which is a bit of a downside to this because the new version does have better color information and stuff. But what I will say is it's totally fine, and all the values are going to be correct. And then on top of that, the color space for the actual texture nodes themselves do come in correct. So you don't have to come in here and fix them all like you do with Kitbash sometimes. That's consistency is a big thing of Greyscalegorilla Plus. Everything's gonna work kind of how you expect it to, which is really good. Grab the bridge, throw it on, and we'll throw it on our land here and here as well. And we'll go ahead and scale that one up like 10 and 10 because they are pretty seamless. Render view, and we won't have this nice pretty view just yet, but we'll have like a nice wood veneer, and just like that, you have this really pretty mahogany wood veneer. Cool. So that's, neat and all. But let's get rid of that. And let's go ahead and we're going to put the pink on the lands here and here. And again, we'll keep that up to, we'll do like 20 and 20 probably. We don't want the squiggles to be too much there. There we go. And then for the bridge, we'll do the blue. And I want to scale my bridge down. Whoops. Hit T, scale it down. Then I'm going to scale it out this way and that way and kind of bring it down. I want it to be on the edge of the water, but I want it to be smaller. So now we have our water back there and our mountain back there, which is totally fine. We'll grab our pink and throw it on our land in the back. Grab our blue and throw that on the land under. I think that'll look nice. Okay, so now we have all these trees here, right? And we're going to just go ahead and scale them up a bit like that. Okay, and we're going to take the Yoshi tree here and scale it down because I think it's a little big. We have our 3 trees. We've got the drop pine, the Yoshi tree, and the bomb tree. And what we're going to do is very straightforward. We're going to select all 3 of them, go to our scatter pen tool, and we're going to up the radius, middle mouse click and hold. The object spacing is fine. We can up the count. We can lower these down a little bit. We don't only want them to clip into each other. And what I want to do is I want to just make sure that I have the size that's like negative, like 60% and then 140 ish, because that's just going to give it a random value and give it this nice scale between the two. Okay, and then we want it to align to the object, so it's going to be straight up. Now, one thing you may notice with our scene is if you start coming in here and clicking and dragging, you might get a couple that kind of like clip in the air, and they are basically hitting the ground plane. So we're going to undo, and we're going to take the camera tag off and select everything in our scene, hit E, and we're just going to move everything up over the ground plane, which is just basically going to shove the ground plane down. Okay, so that's an issue that you come across every now and then when using the scatter tool. It sometimes hits the ground plane, even though there's nothing there. So just make sure everything's above the ground plane. It's totally fine. So now we can just come in here and maybe like that. Right, but we'll go to the top view, switch it to quick shading, and here we go. We'll zoom out, and we'll just kind of draw all along the river here and fill it in like that. And we'll do the same on this side. We've got the river, the bridge. We'll just kind of fill it in like that, and we'll take a look at that. That looks pretty good. Now let's go ahead and fill in the back. So we'll just draw back here like that. Totally fine. Easy peasy. Boom. Right, and then we can grab our 3 originals and just hide them out of the way. And if we want, we could come back in here with the tool, and we can adjust the scale of some of these. We also can grab all of these and just scale them all up if we want, which I think we need to just a bit. And we'll grab those again and get out of there, tuck them down. So there's a couple that you can see that are like kind of clipped into the ground like a tiny bit here in the front. So the cool thing is we can just come here to edit mode, click that on, and then we can just grab that one, pull it up, grab this one, pull it up, over and down a bit like that. And this one's kind of floating, so we'll kind of put that down. And there we go. Grab that one maybe, bring it down, and same here, like that. Cool. So there we go. So now what we can do is just grab this pink plastic. We'll throw that on the bomb tree. We'll do this nice teal. Put it on the... Actually, we'll put that on the bomb tree. We'll put the blue plastic on the pine tree. And then we'll do the white plastic. We're going to grab that and pull it. Actually, no. Yeah. We're going to grab that and make a copy of it. And I actually want this to be... I want to open this up and take a look at the colors, and all I want to do is change the background color. So you've got all these like nodes and stuff going on in here. That's just adding the little speckles in there. This is the main one, and we're going to make it like this nice kind of pale orange like that. Okay, and we're going to put that on the Yoshi tree. There we go. All right, let's take a look at that really quick before we add in the clouds and our fish and stuff real quick. So this should be looking pretty good. Nice. Now, I don't like the green tree. Let's grab the pink and put it on the bomb tree. Yeah. Much, much better. Cool. Now, our lighting kind of sucks, but we haven't done anything. And let's go ahead and fix our bridge. And we're going to change this scaling to like 5 and 5. And make it tile better, because it didn't UV unwrap the bridge perfectly. So we can also switch that to cubic, which should be totally fine on the bridge. There we go. Nice. Okay, so on top of that, let's go ahead and just delete our sun and grab a dome light. And then we can go to the Grayscale Plus library, go to HDRIs, and then we've downloaded the Paradise pack. And inside of there, we can grab something that we think looks good. And I'm going to grab this. This one, Rio Bay Cloudy, and just drag and drop that in. There we go. And then on top of this, we'll grab a model and we'll go to clouds, and we'll just double click that cloud, that cloud, that cloud, and we could do the flat clouds, but I kind of like the bubbly ones. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. We'll do that one too. Why not? Okay. So now we've got the backlight coming in here, which is totally fine. We'll create a cloner, and we're going to go ahead and just make a bunch of our clouds really quick. So we're going to say multi-instance, and we're going to grab all of our clouds here and just drag and drop them into the cloner here. And we can raise this up just so we can see, and we can, increase that, lower this, and obviously all of these are way too small. So we'll select them all, hit T, scale them up. There we go. And now we'll go into our cloner again, and we'll add some more here and here. And what we want to do is just quickly add a MoGraph effector random effector, just to add some variation in our clouds. Go to the parameters. This is fine. Rotation, we don't want to worry about. Scale, we do. We're going to set uniform scale and set it to 1. Just going to make some big, maybe just 0.5. Yeah. And we're just going to take a look at this from the top view, and you can see that though it looks like we're spread out, we really aren't. So we're going to go ahead and just drag these out by clicking the little yellow squares and pull it back and up. And what we can see here is we really just need to scale everything up even more. There we go. And now we can really come in here and affect the randomness of this stuff like that, because we want it to be pretty random. But there we go. We've just kind of got them scattered about. They look good here. Let's grab this white plastic and put it on our cloner. It's going to put that on all of our clouds. And now we should have a pretty good looking scene. The lighting should be better because we're using an HDRI instead of the sky for this. Oh yeah. Cute. Very cute. So let's fix our water. So with our render view open here, let's go into our Wawa material. And what I want to do is just come in here to the actual material, go down to the transmission, and I want to lower the depth of it down to about 10, which is going to make it way less see-through. It's going to make it look nice and goopy, which is perfect, and that's kind of pretty much all we needed to do. So that looks great. Cool. So now let's go ahead and grab our fish and scale him up. Let's dock this on the side here. And we'll grab our fish. We'll go to the placement tool, put him right there. He's very small. Scale him way up. And let's have him like rotate and put him up here like he's jumped out of the water. And let's take a look at where that actually is. Let's put it further back, like, well, maybe closer like that. Okay. So now we need our splash, which will zoom up as well, scale up. And obviously that needs to be below our fish, like he's just jumped out of that water. And we'll put that flat on the ground into our water here. Cool. And we'll grab our water, put it on the splash. We'll grab our pink, put it on the fish. And then that's pretty much all we need to do. That looks really fun. Now I think we should make this guy a little, I should go above the tree line just a bit. Ooh, I screwed him up. I scaled him a weird way, I think. I meant to just move him up. Where are those? Oh, I moved his body instead of his face. There we go. Grab the whole fish. Just move him up above the tree line a little bit there. So he's a little, yeah. And then maybe a tiny bit smaller. There we go. Looks like he could have jumped out of that. Maybe we'll slide him over a smidge. If the angle's right, we'll slide this over a bit as well. Cool. That looks good. Now we'll go ahead and save this really quick. GSG fish. Okay. And what we want to do really quick is go to Redshift, go to Objects, add in an environment. Because I like the lighting from the HDRI, but I don't think that the realistic clouds in the background fit the vibe. So what I want to do is pull this over. I go down here and set it to 0.0001, which makes it very, very faint. Change it to like a slight pink, ever so slightly, and then change our fog to a nice slight pink as well. Maybe slightly orangish, like that. And we're gonna up the attenuation just a smidge, which is gonna put it back there like that. Okay. So it looks okay. We'll turn it down a bit and make it a little more pink. There we go. And we'll make it paler. And then we can mess with the attenuation if we want. But we don't really need to do that. I think we might just need to make this white. No. Trying to decide whether I want this to really impact it or not. Yeah. Pinkish orange. Not bad. And we can up this more. It's going to make it, more dense. Lower it down. Lower is going to make it kind of pushed back further like that. It's not horrible. The main thing we want to do is we want to make this affect the GI, which is just going to brighten everything up and give it just a little bit more pop of color. And that's where I think I do want this to be a little more pink. We could try blue. It's not bad. I like the blue a bit. We can make this more pink now to counteract it. Yeah. Cool. I like that. So now we kind of have that going on. So now the last thing we need to do is just go in here, select our click to focus, click our fish, go down to the optical layer, turn on bokeh, and make it really small, like 1.2 or something like that. And we'll take a look at this and see. It should blur out our background really nicely and our clouds a little bit and just allow us to focus on our little fishy. And we can obviously come in and make it like really, really low, and just to see, gives it that tilt shift vibe of like a small little cute scene. I like that. I like that a lot. There we go. And that's it. So, that was really fast, right? For like creating trees, a forest, clouds, all this stuff. We just drag and drop, blah, 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 textures, very importantly, and they were easy to tweak and change. And lighting and everything was good to go right off the bat as well. We could take our dome light and rotate it around and see if we get any different vibes that we like more. Backlight it some more. Like that. Pretty. I think that's too much. Let's go like from the side again. Yeah. There you go. I don't think we need to add gobos or anything to this, but so there you go. You kind of get the idea that it's super easy to create stuff, and of course we could come in here, grab the plus library, go to different materials, and change it to felt, I guess. I don't know if I want to do felt. Tactile felt. Nah. Car paints, we could try. We could do like a car paint, or fabrics, I guess, would be a nice one to do. Let's grab pink fabric and a gray, heather gray. And we'll just take a look at this really quickly for the sake of, experimentation. And then glass, liquids. These are one of their earlier packs. But there we go. So let's just grab heather cloth. We'll put that on our landscape like that. We'll grab the pink, put it over our pink, right? Pink cloth. And then the blue car paints, we'll try that. And we'll just see what that looks like. We should still have the Yoshi tree be a normal color. We can maybe put the gray heather cloud on that. And we'll put the gray on the clouds as well. Yeah. Yeah, now we have more of a cloth scene. Just like that. Let's fix the car paint. Let's just grab the heather gray cloth, double click it, and let's see if we can make that blue really quickly and easily. There's a lot of stuff going on. So what we need to do here is just go in here to the base properties, the diffuse texture. You can see we're getting the ramp and stuff coming in there, rotation scale, offset, Fresnel. All this stuff is coming in, but basically it's just coming from this texture. So let's grab the this right here. No. Yeah, we'll just grab the overall. We'll just grab this right here, actually. We'll just grab the diffuse texture. We'll go to adjust, and we're just going to change it to blue. Like that. Maybe a grayish blue. You know. Blue. Excuse me. Lag. Am I rendering? Oh, okay. Let's not make live changes to a multi-layer thing like that. Kind of like a grayish blue. A little brighter though. Yeah, like that. Okay, and we'll throw that on there instead of being car paint. We'll do that. Those should still be tiled. Yeah. Okay. We'll do. I like the gray on the land actually a lot. So let's see. But yeah, so you get to see like real quickly and easy. Everything's UV mapped right and works well. We created a cute little scene very quickly. That's all cloth. I actually just like it all being heather gray, so let's just do that again with a new color. Here, again, go to adjust, and we'll make this the pink. Kind of that tealish pink. Somewhere in here. Oof. It never quite turns out like you think it's going to. Go more saturated like that. Yeah, okay. And put that on the pink palm tree and the pink fish. Let's see how that looks. A little desaturated from what I was hoping it would be. More pink. Yeah, there you go. Heather pink. Then we have a nice cloth scene instead. Very cool. Nice. I definitely like the other scene better, but yeah, just so you could see like how quickly it is to completely change the vibe, you totally can. Nice. We'll save this as well. Fuzz. Cool. And then we'll go back and do the other one. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed that and you kind of got a preview of what it is. There's nothing groundbreaking in there, but what it is just time saving. And that's really all it is, and that is probably worth it, honestly. And that's really all it's advertised to be. So it's really a great tool to speed up your workflow for sure, especially if you have some of those pain points when it comes to materials and models and things like that and lighting. Because they do have a lot of things that can help speed that up. They also have all the plugins and stuff as well as the training. So yeah, it's a great thing. Again, enter to win your chance to get a free year's worth. We're going to go ahead and do our classic filmic high contrast, convert the lux. There we go. And up our contrast here, and bring up the highs here and down the lows here, like that. And maybe the highs down a smidge. That's cute. Cool. Bring up the lows a smidge again. There we go. Nice. And that's pretty much it. Maybe we'll try some bloom. Might not need it though. No, we don't need bloom. Cool. Yeah, and we just, file save that. But yeah, there you go. So hopefully you got an insight into Greyscalegorilla Plus and how to use it. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to use it more in tutorials, because basically, what is going on here? What's that? I don't know. But I've kind of been withholding from using Greyscalegorilla Plus because I don't want to start using things that aren't accessible to everybody. But let me know if you'd like to see more tutorials using Greyscalegorilla Plus, because I know there are some things I think people have that think they can drag and drop it in and it doesn't look like it does in the render, because they just need to know how to tweak it just enough to make it look like their own and what they want it to look like. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to know. Let me know below if you like this kind of reviews and stuff I've been doing. And then also on top of that, hopefully you enjoyed this cute little scene. It's very cool. And yeah, Greyscalegorilla Plus. Let me know what you think about it if you do use it. And let me know what's keeping you from getting it if you don't. So let me know in the comments below. See you guys next time.